What's good, YouTube? And today we are going to go over what I want improved going into MLB The Show 23. Disclaimer, this is not like my wish list. This is more of what they should do in the game to make it better, not necessarily what I'm hoping for. So just keep that in mind. And we're going to start off in franchise, because we want to show some franchise some love. First things first is the trade logic. I'm just gonna pop up some screenshots here of some trades that went down. So here, for example, the Red Sox are trading Tristan Casas and Brian Bello, however you say it, for Adolis Garcia. If you did this in real life, this would never happen. The Red Sox aren't gonna give up two of their best young players and maybe even top prospects in their organization. I don't know if they're ranked or whatnot. There's just no way they would do this. Also, before I hopped on, I was doing this. The Red Sox, again, are trading Marcelo Meyer, for Austin Slater. Like, why? Of course I'm going to accept that in a heartbeat. But then you get questionable ones like this, which, okay, I could see this. The Pirates trade Brian Reynolds for Ha-Seong Kim. I could kind of see why. Oh, and they also got Drew Pomerantz. Stuff like that, okay, fine. I know I have some crazier ones here. Like this. The Cubs trade Dansby Swanson for Ozzie Albies. No, this would never happen in real life, at least not in current day, especially because the Cubs just signed Dansby Swanson. Make it make sense. What was this one? Yeah, here, Blue Jays and the White Sox trade. Blue Jays are gonna get Luis Robert, or Robert, however you say it, for Dalton Varsho, Kevin Kiermaier, and Nate Pearson. White Sox aren't gonna give him up. Which one was this? Again, the Red Sox. What are we doing? Andres Munoz for Corey Kluber and Tristan Casas? I don't think this happens. I don't. What was... Oh, this one! Lance McCullers Jr. for Wilson Contreras? Like, what? Or how about Christian Javier for Hunter Bishop and Luis Matos? Oh, even better, JT Realmuto for DJ LeMahieu and Luis Gil. Yeah, totally taking that trade. Or my personal favorite, Yohan Duran for Jazz and Edward Cabrera. Way to go, SDS. Your trade logic makes perfect sense. I want to hop back into franchise mode here for a minute. This was just another file I just had. I don't really know how updated this is because it's just a previous file I had and I loaded in. So, let's say, what can I do this with? Let's do this with, I just saw him. Samad Taylor. I'm sorry if I mispronounced his name. Let's say, alright, I want you in the MLB. Well, I gotta add you to the 40-man. Let me just add him to the 40-man real quick. Let's just take this guy, because I don't even know if I just took him off the 40-man. We'll find out. Okay, so boom, on the 40-man, bam. Let's move him up to the MLB. Let's just simulate season. Yeah. Okay, 3 games I just simulated. Did they actually call him down? Okay, so they kept him there. But my point being is there's gonna become a time, like here, another 3-4 games, that the CPU will demote your guy. Like, he's doing 143 here, so like, okay, fine, demote him. But your roster gets changed by the CPU, and when you're not trying to make changes, like, they'll call up guys that you don't want called up. They're gonna call guys down that you don't want to be called down either. So it's like RNG. It's not in your control. You can put it to manual even, and they still, time and time again, will take it out of your control, and they'll do it because it's just franchise. So franchise just needs a whole kind of mechanic revamp on some little things. The trade logic has to be fixed. And even the free agent signings, and I'll show you an example of those. So, like here, Cubs, 10 years, $340 million for Ohtani. Could we see this as a realm of possibility? Maybe. Oh yeah, just another trade logic, or Elvis Martinez for Corey Kluber. Or like here, the Cubs going out and get Edwin Diaz. Okay, you can make a case, but there's gonna be some wild signings in free agency that just absolutely make no sense whatsoever. You'll have to play franchise to kind of see for yourself. I don't have the examples as I was hoping for, but just play some franchise a little bit, and you'll kind of get the gist of what I'm kind of talking about here. Now, I want to get into co-op mode, and I'll kind of tie this in with Diamond Dynasty also. Co-op is it's fun for some people. I'm just gonna, so like you get to this screen, whatever. They did finally patch the glitch where in the lineup screen it would freeze, so that was big. I like the idea of the mode, but it depends on what you want to do with it. Do you want to turn it competitive and put it as rewards? Maybe, but me personally, I think we already have that in ranked seasons and Battle Royale or BR. I've heard a lot of things being thrown around that like, oh, I want a weekend league. Bitch, what do you think this is, Madden? Come on. Yes, that would be cool, but that's kind of what we have Battlefly for and kind of stuff like that. So that's kind of a case in itself. Going back to co-op here, I think it's perfectly fine for what it's meant to be. Just stick around with it. I kind of feel like just kind of leave it there, maybe tweak some things, you'll be fine. Casual. For those that don't know what casual is, I'll do this. I like to use this for a lot of practicing. I'm not gonna actually search for a game. You can change this to any difficulty that you want. Quick counts, I don't know why you would play that on. Number of innings, I can't change it here, but it is 9 innings. You face a real person online with your Diamond Dynasty squad on whatever difficulty that you pick, and it will not factor in against your ranked seasons record. This, to me, is the ideal practice mode for trying to get better on a certain difficulty. I used this a little bit ago trying to get better on Legend. Custom practice is definitely useful for those that are struggling to hit a certain pitch or a certain pitcher. Okay. So, I do like those options. But I personally think casual is just better. Whatever. And the challenge of the week, yeah, what's the point of it except for winning cool prizes? I just think there's better practice modes, like I've just mentioned, casual and even custom practice. I don't really feel the need to have a challenge of the week, let alone I've never played it ever. I want to touch on events here because I'm looking at this screen. Now, this is the Forever Moonshot event. But, like, this Fergie Jenkins card was an event reward. 101 hits per 9. This Don Mattingly against lefties, especially against power, was awful. John Smoltz really thought he'd higher pitch per 9, or hits per 9. Really, like, this lefty Grove, when he came out, he should not have 97 hits per 9. Just make the event rewards better. And what I mean by that is, like, when this lefty Grove came out kind of towards the back end of the year, he should not have 97 hits per 9. if you're gonna release this card, release it as you're just starting to release your 99s into the game. When this card dropped, he doesn't fit the meta of high hits per 9 or has the outlier quirk. Okay, take that back. He does. But you never ever see a guy like him being used. I mean, I love him in terms of like collections and stuff, but if you're gonna drop him at the appropriate time frame. I mean, like all these low 90s or yeah, like low 90s and all. Like these were the first event rewards. Okay, 88 hits per 9, whatever. It was like the first month of the game. That makes sense. I got it, you know? But like for a 90, I feel like this Tim Salmon's a little bit meh, but I don't know. Like, it is what it is. You can get some cool packs and stuff. That's great. Battle Royale. The only thing I can say here is I absolutely love the addition of the BR program. I think that was a huge success for all the BR players. Me personally though, I was not a big BR guy. I'm fine with it being on All-Star, but we cannot have this be RNG. What I mean by that is you put a good swing on the ball. I'm talking center PCI, good timing, even a perfect timing, and it's an out. Oh, that's just baseball. It's a video game. Lighten up a little bit, chump. I didn't think the BR program was difficult to do. I just never touched it. To be honest with you, I didn't touch it. I know a lot of people want to go into a draft, and if they don't get a good draft, just forfeit it. Okay, sure. I don't really have a take on that. Play with friends is fine. Rank seasons. Now, in terms of the play rewards, in terms of the innings, love the idea. Let's keep that for next year. Keep it right where it is, roughly. So I definitely enjoyed this year. But when you got your top players playing more than 600 innings, getting above like 1,000 rating, put something there. Like, I know I've heard the idea thrown out of being like exclusive cards that only top players can get. I don't really think that would be necessarily fair, but give them something. You know, like, hopefully it's better than packs, but give them something other than an icon to kind of battle it out for, because you're talking your best of the best. Why can't we get them something other than an icon? Oh, cool, I get to wear an icon. I have a scary good record. I just think it would be more of an incentive than just playing for leaderboards. I don't know, but at the same time that I think about it, I don't hate if they wouldn't, honestly. Programs this year, I think, were a success. Honestly, bring back Team Affinity in terms of how we could just grind out what we wanted, per se. That was kind of the big deal. But, like, these inning bosses, I'm trying to find, like, here. This was fine. Keep the featured programs like these. But then keep, like, your Team Affinity, your Player of the Month, all that kind of separate. They kind of, it felt like they were jamming stuff together. Like, oh yeah, mini seasons. The only thing I have a problem with this is how often that they refresh the rewards. Give us, like, a new reward maybe every 2 weeks or something like that. It doesn't have to be every week, but they need to give us more rewards throughout the entire game cycle, not just like every 4 months, it seems like. Other than that, I don't hate it. Conquest is perfectly fine. Showdown is perfectly fine. Programs I touched on. if we go to like these like player programs, absolutely loved it. Player of the month. Usually these took about 6 hours to grind. Reason for that is okay, your top smile moments makes perfect sense. Most people fly through these. But then you have to collect them all, which, okay, fine. The missions. This took people a very long time to do because there were so many of them to do. If you want to, because this is PXP, let's say, like, with this Eloy card, tally 5 hits. Wouldn't that be easier than getting 250 PXP? Because, like, if we go and look at a card in terms of PXP, I'll show off my... Who do I want to show off? I'll show off Jimmy. Because I'm good with Jimmy. 355 average. Look at the parallels. 250 PXP is halfway from the start to P1. You get 1.5 PXP on online games. You get 1 point at PXP or times PXP for offline. So if I'm offline and I hit a home run, 20. But you need 250 of those. And it took 6 hours to do the entire program. Why? And with these Legend Flashback Lightning cards, I absolutely love the idea of they did not execute it well at all. Because they would drop them, but we couldn't get them when they're announced. Maybe if you're going to do that, drop them with the entire program in itself. I think not only do you get more people to use this card potentially or collect them, but you're not making people wait forever and like another week or two to get the card that you announced already before that set's Lightning program. Or Lightning card, not program. So, whatever. Collections in terms of like these big collections like Mantle and all that, tone it down. I don't mind having, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, however many big program guys that we got. But like, let's see, signature, you need 14. Okay. Well, that's fine. But I don't want to do that. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, tops now. I don't think we should have to get all of them. Looking at this, I probably could finish this if I really wanted to, because they're all about 4 or 5K. Well, until you get to some of these golds. Then they start to go up in price to about 15K. But a lot of these were earned through Player of the Month. Tone this down to maybe a respectable 115 instead of 130 in this case. You shouldn't have to collect every single card to get a cracked out 99 Mickey Mantle. That's Joe Mauer. 125 hitting stats across the board. And you have to collect every single card in the game to basically unlock them. Seems a little ridiculous. And for me and a lot of other people, we just give up on them because we know we won't get them in time. Like, at all. In terms of live series, don't make these available to get day one. Because a lot of the bigger creators, like I know Kyle does this all, like every year. He already has finished within like a couple hours of the game dropping. Say, like the Pirates aren't going to be good, the Nationals, Rangers, A's, those kind of teams, they're going to be super easy to get when the game launches if you put money into the game. if you don't put money into the game night one, you won't get these done night one. It's just not possible. I think this is their big money grabber. Because a lot of people are hurrying day one to, or night one, excuse me, to get the collections done. So they're not gonna change anything in terms of that. Ball player, there are so many different things wrong with ball player. Like, if I go up, I like that we can change the logo and, like, gear and stuff. What we need to fix it, like, for example, this one of my awful Derek Jeter, how mine says a shortstop, we should just have an option somewhere on the screen to select whatever position that we're wanting our cap to play. We shouldn't have to go in and make a completely different build just to get that position, especially because we already have the quirks and stuff grinding out that we want in our archetype. Why can't we just go into this menu? Hey, you want to be a center fielder? Boom, click a button, I'm a center fielder. Logic? You would think? Other than that, ball players, whatever. I don't absolutely hate them. I don't face most of them. Crossplay was fine. None of this. I freaking don't really care about any of that. I'm trying to think if there's anything that I missed or could have touched on more of. Headliners, bring them out once a week and continue them. Don't cut off at like 50, I think is what they cut off on. I know damn well you guys can do more cards than that. Also, in terms of player programs, what was the point of releasing this Griffey program when we knew damn well he was gonna get better 99? So why did they drop it? Just curious. You guys let me know in the comments. These City Connect jerseys, I'm glad they dropped. I don't feel that they should have been player programs per se. I think we should have just been able to get a free pack in the store and just claim them. I'm not saying they were hard to do. Yeah, they're easy, but do I really want to spend however much time it takes to grind out jerseys when I have other things I want to grind? Just doesn't make sense to me. But I am glad that they introduced it. Stadium creator, excuse me. I don't mind it. Nothing like that. Leaderboards and all that's fine. Logo vault and just team names in general in this game. Do you guys not have like a profanity catcher or something? The amount of inappropriate logos that I have seen in the vault constantly being re-uploaded or something, just IP ban them from the logo vault at that point, or at least from uploading from the logo vault. Easy fix. You can still go in and download whatever logo that you want that's appropriate, but you're pretty much banned from uploading to the logo vault. I think that's fair. And then there's a lot of people that are like, oh, we should punish people for dashboarding. Why? Most times people are dashboarding to rage, or they're trying to get out of there as fast as they can and get on to the next game. Why would you dashboard or what's the word? Punish people for dashboarding? It doesn't make sense. Let me know if there's anything that I might have missed, if I didn't touch on it. I don't usually make these kind of videos, so I was kind of curious how to go about this. Like I said, let me know in the comments if I missed something or if you need me to explain something a little bit more. Feel free to hit me up on Twitter, or Instagram even. I'm more than happy to talk to y'all about just the game or any questions that you have, whether it's about an MLB The Show game or a video idea, or you just want to have a normal conversation. Totally fine with me. Um, yeah. In terms of when I think 23 is gonna drop, I'm guessing end of February, early March. Maybe mid-March is what I'm guessing. As of the recording of this video, we find out the cover athlete on Monday. It is currently 4 a.m. on Saturday, right? Saturday? 4 a.m. on Saturday? Yeah, it's 4 a.m. on Saturday as I'm wrapping up this recording. So who do you think it's gonna be? Is it gonna be Jazz? Is it gonna be J-Rock? Or is it somebody else? I personally think it's gonna be Jazz. I want it to be J-Rock. That's not my point. What do you guys think of this year's game? Were you happy with it? Was there something you think that they missed that you really, really wanted? Like, oh, dude, this feature would have been nice. Or don't come at me with the DH. Don't. Not right now. Wait till 24. Just save me the frustration. I'll just get out the way. They're not going to put it in the game if it's not implemented in real life. Their motto, excuse me, is the most realistic baseball game they can make possibly, with a pinch of video game type realistic stuff. Does that make sense? They're not going to put in something that's not in real life. Just keep that in mind. I do think we do see DH in 24 though, however, or 23 and maybe 24. Don't ask. So, but yeah, get in the comment section. Let me know whatever if you guys just want to take a peek at me lifetime. Cool. 12,000 or 1,200 lifetime pretty much. I mean 1196. I'm not the best player, but I'm hovering around 60 games over 500. Like a 6-time World Series player. I think 2-time this year. I think so. But we'll cover all that when 23 drops and I get into hitting tips, pitching tips, and all of that good stuff. But this idea just popped in my head, and I'm like, all right, I haven't posted in about a week and a half. Why not? So here you go. But if you guys like this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you are new, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.